Is it just me, or do the people who swear we're just friends always have the shadiest loyalty cards? Because my husband and my sister were racking up points behind my back, and I didn't even know I was in the program. I married Ryan when I was 20-something, and starry-eyed enough to believe love conquers all. 6 years in, we'd earned our stripes, dumb arguments about dishes, heartfelt makeups, a rhythm that felt solid. Then my sister, yes, her actual name is Star, which is cosmic irony, returned to our hometown after living in Florida since she was 18. She rolled in with a broken heart, a suitcase, and a new claim. Her boyfriend had dumped her and had been cheating with men. I'd met the guy 3 times. He didn't scream double life, but fine. I filed it under Florida problems and moved on. She crashed with our parents. They were the kind of people who could turn favoritism into an Olympic sport. When we were 16, I got an 8-year-old Dodge Neon. She got a 2-year-old Eclipse in a parade. I asked for $50 once for volleyball camp and got the fiscal responsibility lecture of a lifetime. Star came home 2 hours past curfew smelling like a reggae festival and got a stern chat and a snack. So, no, I wasn't devastated when she flew south after graduation, but now she was back and struggling. And I, ever the responsible older sister, suggested my husband help. He was a manager with pull, and he pulled. Star landed a job in his department. It's in her field, I told myself. What could go wrong? Which, in hindsight, is a line people say right before the house catches fire. At first, it felt almost nice. She stopped by more. We ate together. We laughed. Then the laughter tilted. Star and Ryan developed that easy, fizzy chemistry you can hear before you can see. The kind that makes jokes sound shinier than they are. Just work stuff, they'd say when I'd try to join. Inside, jokes multiplied. The air in my own living room started to feel like it belonged to someone else. Our schedules were offset. He worked 8 to 4:30. I worked 10 to 7. More and more often, I'd come home and find her already there. Papers on the table, coffee cups, that slightly breathless energy you get when you've been too comfortable too long. One night, I noticed something tiny that landed like thunder. I make the bed every morning with the pillow openings facing out. It's muscle memory. That night, 2 pillows were flipped. I asked Ryan if he'd been in bed during the day. He flinched so fast you could miss it, then said no. You must have imagined it. Gaslight, aisle 3. I checked his phone and laptop while he showered. Nothing. But when you work 8 hours together and linger after for work stuff, you don't need a paper trail. You have a hallway. The next red flag moment came at my parents' place over dinner. Ryan walked past. Star reached out, just a light hand on his arm, leaned in, whispered something, and they touched foreheads like a secret had a heartbeat. He jerked upright as if he'd been caught stealing oxygen. She looked at me and smiled. Not friendly, not sorry. The kind of smile that says, "You see it now, don't you?" I booked a weekend getaway. If this was in my head, I wanted my brain to hear me say the words out loud and watch nothing happen. We had a perfect Friday, drinks, dancing, the kind of closeness that makes you think the monster under the bed retired. Saturday morning, when the light was soft and the coffee smelled like second chances, I asked, "Are you having an affair with my sister?" He cried and said yes. I left with nothing but my purse and whatever dignity would fit in it. He Ubered home later. Star moved in the same night. My parents already knew. My mother told me, with the faux empathy of a customer service rep, that my sister deserved to be happy too. Star posted a sunflower field selfie. Ryan kissing her cheek, captioned feeling loved. She even texted, "Sorry sis, didn't mean to tag you. Hope we can still be close." I blocked her everywhere and filed the moment under people who think consequences are optional. 3 months later, the divorce papers were almost dry. I sold the house, packed what was left of me, and moved to Minnesota. New city, new job, new number, new spine. Therapy sanded down the splinters. Time gave me a map. And then somehow, life offered something better. James, chef, twin brother, owner of a restaurant where everything tastes like a happy ending. He showed me what calm feels like when it isn't pretending to be excitement. Then the doorbell rang one afternoon, and the ghost of bad decisions showed up wearing cologne. Ryan. He looked like a man auditioning for his own redemption arc. He told me Star had been cheating, again this time with married men. He wanted closure. I told him his bed was made, and Star had more visitors than the Holiday Inn. Door closed. Scene over. Except it wasn't. He later sat at my table at James's restaurant like we were doing brunch with nostalgia. James asked if I wanted him gone. I said I had questions. Ryan bragged that he'd stayed long enough to stash savings before divorcing Star, and that she'd crawled back to my parents' house when it was over. I didn't offer forgiveness. I offered exit directions. He took them, escorted by two glares and a bartender. Time kept doing what time does. I married James. We had kids. We opened a second location. For the first time in my life, family felt like a safe word. Then my mother messaged me, suddenly soft and full of, "We miss the grandkids." I reminded her she didn't have any, not in my house. Block and bless. Weeks later, my inbox lit up like a haunted attic. Star wanted to talk. She looked wrecked on Zoom. My parents looked older, smaller. They apologized, a strange echo in a room that had never heard it. And then came the pitch. Star's kidneys were failing. She needed a transplant. I was likely her best match. I told them I'd think about it. I got tested. The match was perfect, cosmic, cruel, undeniable. At the hospital, the doctors explained timelines and risks, 6-month windows and miracle odds. My parents watched me like a wallet with legs. I took Star's hand and looked into the eyes that used to be my sister's. "Did you hear that?" I said. "I'm the only one who can save you, and I won't." Silence has a sound when it breaks. She cried. My parents reached for outrage and came up with entitlement. I told them the only money I'd spend on them would be for a service they wouldn't enjoy. Then I walked out, not dramatic, just done. Now home is where peace lives, and my kids' laughter drowns out old ghosts. James cooks on Sundays. The staff calls me family. I sleep with my pillows facing out, the way I like them, untouched by people who mistake love for leverage. Some stories end with forgiveness and a group hug. Mine ends with boundaries and a locked door. So tell me, is it just me, or does family stop counting when they treat you like spare parts? Drop your take in the comments.